So, you guys are probably curious as to why I started monetizing, or maybe you aren't. Either way, I feel like I owe an explanation. I'm, well, really tight on cash. That's all there really is to it at the end of the day. I don't want to go too into details here because, frankly, the details are embarrassing. I've been given the opportunity to, in a few months' time, subsist entirely off of YouTube and make it as big a part of my life as I've wanted it to be since I started. Well, I know that YouTube can be dodgy with how it changes its rules, potentially screwing over those who make a living here, but it's a risk that I'm willing to take if it means that I can have even a few years of living the dream that I've had since I first discovered YouTube, back when I was 7 or 8. With the money that I'm going to be making after this first month's payout, I'll be pretty damn close to where I need to be to finally move out. While I of course won't judge you for your unique situations, the fact that I'm still living at home at 21 just feels wrong to me. The fact that I've never truly been independent keeps me up at night way more often than anything else. I love my folks and I don't even want to leave my hometown, but this is just something I need to prove to myself before the situation gets actively dangerous and I degrade into some hopeless rut where I start to think of this place as my home rather than the home of some generous parents who are letting me stay here. Say what you will about getting a real job, I have a real job. It isn't something with a lot of upward movement potential, but I wouldn't want to move upward in it if I could. I want to do this. If I can get paid a livable sum and make enough to save some money from doing this, then it's realer than any real job you could offer me. So that's why I wanted to monetize in the first place, and why, even though it's just money, it's important to me. Why did I not want to do this? Well, the main reason is that I don't want to undermine the generosity of my patrons. These guys are, to some degree, carrying me right now. They're paying for my Adobe subscriptions, they help me to buy the games I talk about, and by the end of this month, they'll be helping me get a microphone set up that'll set me way above 99% of YouTube, and soon they'll be helping to keep me alive. They're the reason I've been able to invest so much of my time into these videos, and I couldn't possibly be more grateful. Ideally, in a few months or a year's time, I'll be able to subsist entirely off of ad revenue, and that Patreon money can go 100% back into the channel. A sound booth, better hardware, more hard drive space, a laptop so I can write more often, professional help with certain parts of video production so I can make these things look and sound much sharper, faster internet so that I can compress my videos less, a 4K monitor so that I can record gameplay and upload videos in 4K. There's so many things that could improve the quality of my content, and in a bit more perfect a world, that's what the patrons' generosity would be going towards, not ramen noodles and electric bills. We aren't quite there yet, but if things keep going the way they have been, it won't be too long before that can be a reality. Then, all my advertising revenue can go towards the ramen and the rent and the savings and all of that, and the Patreon money can be what I've always wanted it to be, something extra to help out the channel. Artistically, I don't really have an issue with ads at the beginning or the end of a video. People will just use AdBlock or YouTube Vanced or something if they don't like them. Mid-roll ads, however, absolutely irk me. While they don't matter so much for a comedy video or just me talking about game design, when I found out that there were mid-roll ads on my Disco Elysium video, I was literally furious at the thought of 1,000 or so people watching that video with mid-rolls, and I promptly turned them off. As it turns out, mid-roll ads are on the video by default once you monetize. For the time being, I think the responsible thing to do would be to keep mid-roll ads on less artistic videos like I Finally Understand Hitman, but when it comes to the really important videos like those on Disco Elysium, Metal Gear Solid 2, The Beginner's Guide, and so on, screw responsibility. No way I'm whoring out my babies. It doesn't matter how desperate times get, I never want to see a mid-roll ad on a video that would otherwise send chills down my spine. I enjoyed being as virtuous as possible last year. When it came time to open up a Patreon, it was pretty easy to justify. Nobody's making you donate. Monetizing my videos is a tad less virtuous and a tad less justifiable, but at the end of the day, it's the responsible thing to do. I'm a human in their early 20s, and I've got to start being more responsible. Thanks, everybody. If you guys want to stick around here, there are a lot of shitposts, but I intend to start posting these behind-the-scenes, life of a YouTuber type videos here, because I've always been into that kind of stuff. Think of Pork Brain as a combination of 2 Clicks Phillip and Clicks Phillip. That's basically what I'm going for. Anyways, thank you.